Maya checks her dashboard for the third time in an hour. 14 machines running around the clock in a rented warehouse unit that sound like a jet engine that never takes off, and tonight, for the first time, her balance crosses 7 figures. She didn't inherit this. She didn't get lucky on a chart. She built it, machine by machine, over 11 months, starting with one box in a spare bedroom that used to just be a spare bedroom. Right now, standing in a warehouse that smells like warm plastic and ozone, she feels untouchable. She stopped apologizing to the neighbors for the noise months ago. There are no neighbors. That's half of why she picked this building. In 2 months, none of it will exist. Not because Bitcoin crashes, because of one decision Maya makes tonight to save $4,000 a month. Let's rewind and watch exactly how this happens. 11 months earlier, Maya buys one machine, a single ASIC miner, about $5,000, the kind of purchase she tells herself she can undo if it doesn't work out, still in its box in the hallway for 2 days before she actually plugs it in. She points it at a mining pool and waits. The fan noise is louder than she expected. Her roommate asks if it's supposed to sound like that. Maya says yes. It is not, in fact, supposed to sound like that. The first month it earns her maybe $40 a day. Not nothing, also not the dream. Her electricity bill quietly eats a third of that, because her apartment runs on a normal residential rate, close to 18 cents a kilowatt hour. Then she does the math that changes everything, sitting at her kitchen table at midnight with a spreadsheet open. Industrial mining facilities pay 4 to 8 cents for the same power. At that rate, her same machine would be earning 2, sometimes 3 times as much for doing exactly nothing different. Maya doesn't want a hobby anymore. She wants the industrial rate. She finds it 2 states over, an old warehouse near a hydroelectric plant with a landlord willing to let her run machines in exchange for a flat monthly rate, cheap enough that Maya's margins triple overnight. She sells her car, takes a loan against her apartment, buys 13 more machines. Her mother calls it a phase. It is, by any reasonable definition, not a phase. By month 6, Maya isn't just mining, she's teaching. She starts posting her dashboard, her setup, her numbers, a short video of the warehouse at night, machines glowing blue in rows. People want to know how she did it. She starts selling a course, consulting calls, a small loyal audience, a few thousand of them who watch everything she posts. Here's what she's actually teaching them, and it's all real. Buy efficient hardware, chase the cheapest legitimate power you can find, join a pool instead of mining solo, because a single machine mining alone is closer to a lottery ticket than a paycheck. Good advice, every bit of it checks out. On a call one night, a student asks her what happens if you can't find cheap enough power. Maya tells her, honestly, that's the whole business. If you can't solve that part, don't start. What she doesn't teach them, because she hasn't done it yet herself, is what happens next. Bitcoin's price climbs. Maya's 14 machines are printing more than ever. She wants to double it. 28 machines, then 40. But her landlord's flat rate was only ever meant for a handful of machines, not a small industrial operation. Scaling that far means a real utility contract, real inspections, real cost. So Maya does something she never taught anyone in her course. Late one night, after the landlord's gone home, she pays an electrician, off the books, to bypass the meter on a second unit next door. No inspection, no contract, no bill that matches what she's actually using. The electrician doesn't ask questions. Maya doesn't offer any. Maya doesn't know it yet, but she isn't even the first person to try exactly this. A real Bitcoin miner in the UK named Sanjay Singh was caught running machines from an industrial unit with wiring hidden to bypass the meter, pleaded guilty, and was jailed for over a year. Maya has never heard of him. She's about to become the reason someone else has. For 2 months it works. Her margins are better than ever. She tells herself it's temporary, just until the business is big enough to afford doing it properly. This is the night her dashboard crosses 7 figures. Then the utility company's fraud detection flags the mismatch between the building's wiring and its billed usage, a pattern their system is specifically built to catch. Investigators show up before Maya does, one Tuesday morning, while she's still asleep 2 states away. Here's the part that makes it so much worse. Maya never actually sold most of what she mined. Every course she sold, every consulting call, she told people the same thing. Hold it, this is still early, the real money is in not panicking. She believed it, she lived it, her own balance sat almost entirely in Bitcoin, not cash. Growing on a screen she checked obsessively, but never actually touched, watching a number climb that she told herself she'd cash out soon, for 11 straight months. The equipment gets seized as evidence, the warehouse lease is terminated, every refund request from her course that week gets auto-approved. There's nobody left to argue about it. And because nearly everything she had was still sitting in Bitcoin, not converted, not secured anywhere else, the legal proceedings freeze what's left before she can move a single coin. The woman teaching thousands of people how to build a mining business is now facing charges for stealing the one resource her entire business depended on, and she can't even liquidate her way out of it because she never actually turned her winnings into anything real. Here's the part worth sitting with. Take the meter, the electrician, the one call she never should have made, out of the story entirely, and picture a second version of that same night. This Maya never drives to that warehouse near the hydro plant looking for a shortcut. She signs the real utility contract instead, 4 to 8 cents a kilowatt hour, inspected, legal, boring. Her 14 machines still cost real money to run, 15 to 20,000 invested. And some months, the margin is thin enough to keep her up at night. Unlike the first Maya, that's the only thing that ever does. But on the night the first Maya's dashboard hit 7 figures, this Maya's hit something smaller, honest, entirely hers. Nothing to seize, nobody coming on a Tuesday morning. It's not guaranteed for her either, not even close. In the first quarter of 2026, the fully licensed, publicly traded version of exactly what she was building sold off more than 32,000 Bitcoin because even the operators playing by every single rule were watching the cost of mining climb past what the coin was worth. This Maya never gets rich quick. She just gets to keep whatever she actually earns. There's a third version of this story, and she's the one who never sets foot in a warehouse at all. She reads about a company called CleanSpark, one of the largest Bitcoin miners in America, built almost entirely around solar, wind, and hydropower instead of a fight with the grid. She reads about miners in Quebec and Iceland running on hydropower that's cheap because it's abundant, not because anyone tapped a line that wasn't theirs. And instead of buying a single ASIC, she opens a brokerage account and buys shares. CleanSpark, Mara, Riot. The industrial scale version of everything the first Maya tried to build herself, run by people with real utility contracts and compliance departments with no meter for her to ever think about bypassing. Her risk is different now, not gone, just different. The stock can fall as easily as the coin can. But there's no electrician to pay off, no fan noise, no warehouse lease, and nothing that can show up at her door on a Tuesday morning. She also never learns what a hash rate actually is, and honestly, she's fine with that. 3 women. 1 decision, made or not made, in the middle of a single night. Only one of them is currently facing a judge. Mining Bitcoin was never really about the coins. It was always an electricity business wearing a tech costume. And the moment Maya tried to get the electricity for free, she stopped running a business and started running a countdown. The machines are still legal. The rates are still real. The only thing that was ever actually forbidden was the shortcut. Subscribe for more and tell me the truth below. Which Maya would you have been?